And today we have a bigger picture to show you to demonstrate. Can you see? Con thế này hả? Okay. This is to show the universe. Okay, you have many dots. These are multitude beings. Okay, many sentient beings, human and animals in the world. Okay, human, animal. You can see here only one. One means okay, we are connected. We are one. Because once born, we only have one choice. One day to get old and then to die. And so we share so many things. We share so many, we have so many in common, so it's one. And then, if we understand the commonality, the interconnectedness that we have as a human being, as a sentient being, then this mind is called great compassion. You can see here, this is enlightened mind. Enlightened mind. With this enlightened mind, you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the middle part. The middle part of Buddhism. This is compassion, this is wisdom. From this wisdom, there comes, according to Theravada Buddhism, 4 stages of enlightenment. Sotapanna, stream enterer, Sakadagami, once enterer, Anagami, non-enterer, and then Arahant. And of course, he has there's a A in Burmese character. You can see A in English, Om in Sanskrit. A is the beginning as well as the end. The Om, yes. And A, the beginning of problem is called avijja. That's ignorance. Okay, that's the beginning of that ignorance, not understanding this one, not understanding that we are connected. Okay, this is the beginning of the problem. In the office, if the boss and the staff, if they don't understand that they are connected, that their success and failure are connected, then that will be the beginning of the problem. So the beginning of the problem called avijja in Pali. Then the beginning of the end is called amata dhamma or adhinkata dhamma. Okay, that's when we no longer personalize. We no longer personalize ourselves, but instead, okay, we feel that everything is connected. Today we have a bigger picture because the paper is big. Yes, this one you can see all religions in the world. The universal love message, the message of universal love and universal respect that we should have among all the religions. You can see, well, this is the leaf of Bodhi tree. This is Buddhism. You can see this is Islam. You can see this is Christianity. This is Hinduism. This is Taoism. Taoism. Again, Taoism, like this is heart. Heart is a human being, okay? We choose what we want. We choose one. And of course, so the Venerable teacher is saying that Buddhism offers the middle path here, the middle path and the way to Nibbana. But all the religions, they are like the sun and the moon. They give light to people in their life. These religions guide them in their life. Like มันออกทางหลังมันครับปิ้นครับปิ้นครับเอาปิ้นปิ้นครับนั่นเมียนนั่นเมียนด้วยนั่นเมียน the other day is ลืมลาผ่านมันไงมั้งOkay. Something similar, was explained the other day in this arena country club. But today, this drawing is more sophisticated. You have more picture here, and you have the heart here, and you have four. These four, you can think about as meditator, the four foundation of mindfulness, satipatthana, that you can say that. And you can also say, in terms of EQ, that's the four divine qualities, Brahmasutya. So there are four of them. So if we have these four, you can see that, we would go up through the middle path. We are walking the middle path. And if we walk the middle path, there will only be pluses in our life. The plus of positive quality and the multiplication of the positive qualities. But if we don't go straight, if we don't follow, we don't go straight, then there will be two extremes. You can only see the minus in terms of quality in life. And you can see here the number 2, 3, Sarah reminds you, this is not lottery number. Is the Dhamma, not lottery. Don't use this number and buy lottery. If you win the lottery, people will blame him. You have 2, 3, you have 4, 1, again 3, 4, 2, 1. Okay. 2, we have mind and body. And 3, is we should look at them in terms of our mind and body are ever changing and not satisfactory and uncontrollable. And then if we know that 4, we will realize the 4 truths. And number 1, we will achieve Nibbana. That's everlasting peace. And here you can see 3, 4, 2, 1. This is the reverse. 3, 4, 2, 1 ค่ะ3 4 2 1มันใช่ค่ะอันนี้มัน Okay, so 3 here, if we take it, you can interpret this either positively or negatively. In terms of negativity, if we have the 3 roots of negativity, like lobha, dosa, moha. Lobha, dosa, and moha, there's greed, hatred, and delusion. If we have them, then, and here, life, which is the 4 elements. 4 elements. cái này có xỉu mà xoắn hả này tăng quả um, I did my homework. I just forget now. It's not. It's this one is like this. It's kind of like Z. Okay, you have to go Z. There's a 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, in the same way here you have 3, 4, 2, 1. Again Z like that. Okay, so 3 here. This is the 3 akusala mula, the 3 roots of unwholesomeness. So with that, then 4. We have the 4 elements of the physical body, and 1 is the mind, and then 2 are the 2 choices that we can make in life. We can choose positive or negative. If we choose positive, then that's heaven. If we choose negative, that's hell. Here and now, and also next life. So this is what the message. The second part is to be aware of the 3 unwholesome roots, and you also have the 5 dots here. The middle one is the mind, and the 4 is the 4 foundation of mindfulness. Let's see. And this one is a little bit similar to the earlier. You have Om, 2 Om, and in the middle you have 4 dots. So I have already explained the 2 Om. This is Avijja, and then this is Asankata Dhamma. Avijja, this is the beginning of all the negative things, all the bad things. This is Asankata Dhamma. There's unconditioned things. That's the beginning of all the good things. And plus here, Avijja plus means you plus with negative things. You increase the negative thing. Here minus means, okay, letting go of things, that Nibbana. Of course, this is the middle part, the heart. And okay. They are the 4 symbols of mathematics that we should take into consideration in daily life. We should always check ourselves to know which point we are, whether we are getting some pluses or minuses, or whether we are multiplying negative thing or positive thing, or whether we are sharing, distributing good thing or bad thing. We should always check among ourselves using these 4 mathematical symbols. Of course, this is this symbol. The symbol of danger is actually the symbol of death. That we should remind ourselves that life doesn't last forever. It will come to the end. So if we have this awareness of death, our heart will be enlightened. We will treat each other as a human being, and everything will be pleasant. We will be walking the middle path, and then we will reach the 4 stages of enlightenment. Okay. This is 5 of the 6 elements. We are aware of 4 elements, the material elements. But in some other places, you have about 6 elements. Mind is one of them. Consciousness is one of them. And 4 of them are like this. Okay. The lowest one is the earth, and then the water, and then the fire, and the wind, and then space. Okay. these are the elements that we are composed of. The Buddha taught his son Rahula these 6 elements. This is the pagoda of Dhamma. It's called Dhamma Cheti. Dhamma Cheti. Okay, the pagoda of the Dhamma that we should have in our heart. The pagoda outside, the pagoda on the ground, it doesn't belong to us. It's outside us. In order for us to benefit from anything from the Buddha, we should have the pagoda in our heart. This is the message. If we have compassion, if we have tolerance, then we have the pagoda, this pagoda in our heart. Very often you see in the Buddha, at the, on the forehead of the Buddha, you see this one. 3 eyes, this is the 3rd eye. This is being knowledgeable about the world, being knowledgeable about spiritual things. This is about enlightenment. So, again, to say that one becomes a Buddha when one is enlightened, and then enlightenment is counted, is considered as another eye, the 3rd eye. Of course, you can also see this once someone has become enlightened. The 3 aspects of enlightenment. One aspect is healing the past. You have to heal your past. In the past, we all have painful experiences, but we have to heal them. It's called Poppe Nivada. You see your past lives. And the second one is that you come to see those painful experiences as being common, not unique to yourself. This is called divine eye, Debbasekku. And the last one is called purification of emotion, Adavakaya Jnana. So when you come to see that everything is interrelated and you are not alone, actually nothing is unique or special to you than this becoming enlightened. So in brief, just the initial uti. This is the symbol of simplicity, a simple life. Simple life or renunciation. You can see, one can survive on this thing, with this thing. We don't really need a lot to survive. This is a walking stick, this is a fan or an umbrella. And this one is maybe your clothes, one set of clothes, and this one is your meditation bead and your slipper. Someone who is really keen so with this simple thing, people with few possession, they are closer to peace. They are more serious about peace than people who accumulate more. And of course, these symbols themselves, they have their own meaning. They represent something. You see, the 2 where the slippers, they are there so that you don't step on dangerous things. This is for protection against. This is called sila. Sila. This is a moral practice. Okay, moral practice. And the walking stick is just to make you steady and stable. This is like concentration, samadhi. And the fan, the fan is okay to each time when we use it, we are reducing, we are taking away the negative emotion, negative thought within us. And of course, this is water, is not the clothes. I'm sorry. I just got the confirmation. This is the water bottle. I think it's made in Singapore. I'm not quite familiar with this product. So this water bottle is about compassion. Okay, if you have water, so you cool people. And of course, this one is about developing your inner mind. This is not, I just got another definition. This is not a beer can. Of course, this is the four parts, that combine construct these four parts. They construct the middle part. If you want the middle part, this is the middle part, middle one, and you can see you can achieve 4 stages of the highest spiritual achievements. Of course, here you have 4 satipatthana, mindfulness, 4 foundation mindfulness, and 4 brahmavihara, the divine beings. And again, we have so many numbers here. 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 7, 8. I don't want to repeat it. Okay. Yeah. And 4, there's 4 foundational mindfulness. Another 4, there's 4 ways of making effort. You see, and 4, another 4 is 4 kinds of supernatural power. 5 kinds of power, bala, and another 5 kinds of faculty. Faculty is about being in control. Then 7 components, 7 factors of enlightenment, and 8 is the Noble Eightfold Paths. The 8, right attitude, right thinking. If you have right attitude, then you have right thinking, also right emotion. Then right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. This is already explained. This is emptiness or shunyata. Okay, this is symbol of nibbana. Symbol of nibbana, that everything is empty. Meaning everything is interrelated. There is nothing permanent. As an addition definition is that this is not a cake. Not a Japanese cake. This is the lotus flower, which is above the water. This is to signify someone is very intelligent, to understand the Dhamma and to purify themselves. And this one has been explained earlier. Many people that we're interrelated, if we understand how we're interrelated, then we become compassionate and enlightened. This is compassion, enlightened. This is yin and yang and two components of nature. Again, up and down, the two destination of bad thing and good thing, wholesome and unwholesome. One goes down, the other up. This one has already been explained. This is Om. It's the beginning of the good thing, also the beginning of the bad thing. Beginning of the bad thing, there's ignorance. The beginning of the good thing is Nibbana, Asankata. When your mind no longer repeats negative things. This one, you can't see the beginning, you can't see the end. This is what happened to people when emotionally they are very confused. Okay, when they are lost, this is what happened to them. This is the nature of ignorance. You can see how how it's noted that you can't even see the beginning and the end. But this one, we have just to rely on ourselves to find the beginning. So in terms of the beginning, in terms of psychology, we say is ignorance. Once we find that, then we are on the way. That's the beginning of the end. This is the symbol of attachment. It's a monkey holding something, never letting it go. Yeah. The monkey never stops eating, as you can see. This is a clinging. It's even stronger than attachment. In Pali, we call upadana. This bird is very attached to its place. Wherever it goes, it comes back here. This is like life. This is life. Life. Then the bigger the tree, the deeper the roots. So very difficult to let go. Good. This you can see like here, a baby being born, a baby. So once something is born, maybe plant, maybe a human being is born, then what we're going to face in life is there will be a struggle. Even if you come from a very much well-to-do family, you still have to work very hard in the school. So it's like burning. One of the Buddha's teaching is that all the senses are burning. People with wisdom, they are not afraid of death, but they are afraid of birth. People with no wisdom, they are not afraid of birth, but they are afraid of death. This is 08, the nature that we all face. This is sickness. This is sickness. Old age. Yeah. Life is a package. Once we are born, we got all this as part of the package. This is death. There's no discrimination. Okay, death treats everyone equal, rich or poor, man or woman, young and old, everyone is the same. This is how we should view our body. Our body, okay, is full of skeletons, hundreds of pieces of bones joining together. Again, here we have already explained earlier. We should be mindful of death. That our time is limited. So with this awareness, we will be adding more positive quality and reducing negative quality. If we are not aware of this, if we are not aware of the we are not aware of the fact that our time is limited, then we will be adding only the negative one, and the minus is on the positive side. So we have to have a sense of urgency and not waste our time, but make sure that we develop all the good qualities. The three fires: greed, anger, and delusion. They are like arrows, piercing your heart. Okay, okay. This is an empty house. Our physical body is like an empty house. There's no one in control. There's no owner. In the same way, this body, there's no one who can control that. We must not fall ill. We can't even control. We can't even tell ourselves not to get headache. So our physical body is subject to all kinds of illness. And the three animals we explained the other day: the chicken, that's like greed, and then snake, like anger, and then pig, that's ignorance, lobha, dosa, moha. Okay. The pig, okay, it just eats and sleeps. It's very lazy. It just to make itself bigger. And the snake, okay, is easily agitated and ready to strike at anyone who comes his way. And okay. So if we have a lot of ignorance, like a pig, then so we will be consumed by the world. Okay, consumed by the world, consumed by worldly condition, consumed by anger, consumed by pleasant and unpleasant. This is a rabbit in the forest, a very peaceful animal, and is vegetarian, and it doesn't harm people. And this is a peacock, very beautiful, and people with 5 precepts, they are as beautiful as this. They purify the environment. This is deer. Deer is also very peaceful. It's associated with the first teaching of the Buddha. The first teaching of the Buddha, Dhammacakka. This is a lion. A lion is the sign of courage. Okay, sign of courage. The Buddha would say something with a lot of courage. People in Singapore remember this. It's Mount Lion. I have to ask, what does it mean? When a lion and a fish together, if you want to take it negatively, there's attachment and clinging, working together. But on the other hand, if you take it positively, there's a sign of courage in the lion, and then also in the sign of exploration in the fish, together. Again, tiger, you can take this into two, both positive and negative, in terms of negativity. It is full of anger, is full of danger. But in terms of positive thing, someone in search of peace and wisdom lives like a tiger lives alone in the forest. This is a rhino. Rhino is just one horn rhino. So if you don't have a good friend who helps you to purify yourself, then better to stay alone. This is the instruction for. This is Mount Everest, very strong and stable. It can withstand all kinds of wind. So we should develop our mind as strong as Mount Everest, so that we are not shaken when we are faced with praise and criticism. You can see here someone is rowing a boat, a raft, and he's in a rush to reach the other shore. This is to say there's not much time. We have to rush. And someone is sweeping the ground. In the same way, we have to sweep negative emotion daily. This is a fisherman, someone who fishes in the water, and you can see the fish. And the fish, they don't actually the fish don't actually know. The fish is not aware of the danger. It's only aware of the food. This is the reason it gets stuck, it gets caught. In the same way, we get caught in what we see, we get caught in what we hear, we get caught in what we smell, in what we taste, in what we feel, in what we think, because we are not aware of the danger. The last one is a spider. A spider's web, and the spider sitting inside, in the middle, sitting very quietly. And when small insects fall on the web, that causes vibration. And the spider will go and eat them, and then come back to the middle, to its home, where it makes its home, and stay there very quietly and wait for another insect to fall on that. In the same way, meditator works on breathing in and out, which is the middle, and then when pain arises, he will use his mindfulness to go and work on the pain, and then come back to breathing. Or if any thought arises, he would also use his concentration to go and work on his thought, and then come back to breathing. More okay. You can see the bee and the butterfly, and also the flowers. So they meet each other, for some reason, and just temporary. There's a saying of the Buddha in the Dhammapada that we should treat each other like this. The bees and the butterflies, they don't damage the flowers, yet they rely on the flowers, to live. So we should depend on the community and other people, but without hurting them. This is a turtle, and we should be as mindful and dignified as the turtle. This one has already been explained earlier. This is the hardest one, which I don't think I can explain, and he hasn't explained me. And every symbol points to Nibbana. That's all the hint I got. Okay, so I think this is your homework. Thank you.